What is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from Aconnectiontv here on YouTube and watch actv.com. The two places on the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And let's talk about the Emmys being so white. The Television Academy's chairman and CEO, Frank Shermer, comes on blatantly disrupted by Conan O'Brien and his theatrics. But he comes on and tries to give this, or gives this, very warm, very opening, very inclusive speech about diversity and inclusion and how things have changed and progressed. And, you know, how 50% of the nominees this evening or that evening are people of color and blah, 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 blah. You know, and it's okay. Now I feel that Conan O'Brien's disruption was okay, because even though we got this big, great speech of inclusion and diversity, we didn't receive that through the winners. All of the winners, 98% of the winners, were not people of color or black. You know, people like to lump black and people of color, and I guess we get black people, okay? I'm black, I'm speaking about black people. And we even had a segment where some indigenous people were speaking, but none of them won. So it was just like, you know, it was, anyways. I specifically tuned into the Emmys for one reason, and that was to see Jurnee Smollett, Jonathan Majors, or Misha Green win something. That is the only reason why I tuned into the Emmys. Why? Because a jewel, a gem, a diamond of a show was born in Lovecraft Country. Never saw a show like this ever in my entire 40 years of living on this earth. Something so visceral, so vivid, so colorful, painting black people in a positive light of power, of education, of wealth, of worth. Never saw a show like this, where every episode, as a black person, I felt proud, and I felt strong, and I felt powerful. Amazing show. The best show in the last 10 years. For, as the majority like to say, POC, but for black people. I know a lot of people couldn't connect with it because they were so lost in translation with understanding the symbology, the metaphors, or the directness of the visuals and the script. But if you took the time to watch it again and again, you would understand the importance and the value that it served. Anyways, not to mention the wonderful and spectacular performances of Jurnee Smollett and Jonathan Majors. Wow. I never saw Jurnee Smollett as an amazing actress. No shade. But there was nothing that I saw that made me say, dang, this chick can act. But there was a scene, I want to say it was episode 1 or episode 2, probably episode 2. There's a scene where Jurnee and the crew are being chased by these animals in the woods. And obviously these animals are not there. So out of the gate, these people are acting their butts off. But there's a moment, and y'all, if y'all have not seen Lovecraft Country, amazing. I can literally get emotional talking about Lovecraft Country because of what it served to the community. But there's a scene where Letty has to run to get the car. Or run, I don't know if it was running to get the car or running to get something in the car, but she had to get the car, or she had to run. And the scene, ooh, I'm getting the feels. The scene between Jonathan Majors and Jurnee Smollett in that moment where they're both looking at each other And she's like, and Jurnee is like, I can do it. I can do it. I can go. Baby, when she runs through the woods to get to that car, you can't tell me that, who's the chick that won? Hold on, let me find her. You can't tell, well, Kate Winslet, she's good. Wait, is this the right one? No, I'm not in the right one. Outstandingly, no, this ain't it. It was Coleman. Somebody Coleman. What was her name? There's no way you're telling me that Olivia Colman, right, I was right, could have done that scene and ran and gave all of what she gave. No. No. So it was that scene where Letty is running and she giving all the faces and stuff, and I'm like, girl, she better run. You better run, girl. And she was acting her butt off. It was then that I knew that Jurnee Smollett had range and depth, because I had just saw her in Birds of Prey, and I was not here for nothing that she gave in that. Nothing. And so I was like, okay, really? Okay, Jurnee. But then we got to the haunting episode, the haunting house episode, where Jurnee Smollett had to exorcise the ghosts out of the house. Baby, you couldn't tell me this girl was not acting. So that's why I tuned into the Emmys. Didn't know that Cedric was the host until like later on in the game. But I didn't watch it for Cedric. I watched it to see if Lovecraft Country would be honored in any way. In any way. And I think they won something like best costume. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm guessing or hoping or praying, because I'm looking at it. I don't see it on the list of winners here, so maybe it didn't win that. But that's why I tuned in to the Emmys. But as I'm watching this 5-hour program, I'm realizing we have a black host, we have a black DJ. I'm thinking he's black because he's giving me all black. We have black commentary in the background, Tashina Arnold's of the world and like other people making suggestions. We have black singers during the We Miss the People That Have Died memorial thing. Black music throughout this whole thing. And we give Debbie Allen the Governor Award. But there's no black winners. Now, I know people love The Crown. I know people love Ted Lasso, The Handmaid's Tale. Okay, really? For me, I feel like an award show should never have there should never be a sweep. Because I feel like, what's the point? What's the point of being nominated, or what's the point of dressing up and coming to something if one show is just gonna sweep it all? That doesn't make for an award show. That doesn't make for good competition. It doesn't. If The Crown is just gonna win everything, if Ted Lasso is just gonna win everything, what's the point for anything else? That's how I view it. Even when Michaela Coel won for writing, which, wow, that's a great award to win, especially in the category that she was in with the nominees that she had against her. She sat there in disbelief. Like, whoa! She had to compose herself. She wrote something just in case, and she won. And I thought her message was amazing. Michaela Coel has been casted in the Black Panther, and I can't wait to see what she does on the Black Panther. I think if dude, what is his name? I'm bad with names, but if homeboy that's directing it, if he is as smart as I'm thinking he is, Ryan Coogler, I don't know why I keep forgetting his name. Ryan Coogler. If Ryan Coogler is as smart as I hope he is, he would put Michaela Coel in Storm. He would give the community Michaela Coel in Storm. I think Michaela Coel is probably the best casting for Storm right now. And so this woman is doing amazing things. You know, Netflix offered to buy her show for $1 million but they didn't want to give her any of her copyright. And apparently HBO Max said sure. And so she got it, and she got an Emmy for writing. And that's an amazing thing to get. That's an amazing award. That's an amazing award to get. An Emmy for writing. Wow. An Emmy for directing. I mean, the women swept. You know, first time women won in both categories. Yay for the women. But I didn't see anybody like me win until Michaela Cole win. Pose, everybody's been telling me to watch Pose, watch Pose, watch Pose. It's amazing. I watched season 1. It was great. Couldn't get into season 2 and didn't even care about season 3. But everybody was like, watch Pose, it's amazing, it's amazing. Okay, Pose was so amazing, but it didn't want anything. Disappointing. Everybody's ranting and raving. Even Vic's ranting and raving about The Crown. Watch The Crown. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, it's good. It won everything. But that's where it lost me. The Emmys lost me drastically because the Emmys, as the hashtag points out on Twitter, was so white. And, you know, Scherzer came on talking about, you know, diversity and inclusion, but there was no diversity and inclusion in the winners. And I'm not here for none of it. If we go to any award show, the Grammys, the BET Awards, the Academy Awards, the Emmys, if there's one particular show and or artist that's winning everything, what's the point of the show? There's no point. There's no point to it. And giving Debbie Allen the Governor's Award was cute, but we needed more. We needed more of that. If you're gonna have over 50% of your nominees be a diverse group, why? There were 3 black actors in the leading actor category, and none of them won. And the reason why it's important is because we wouldn't have this argument. There would be nothing to say if the chairman didn't have to come out and acknowledge diversity. There would be nothing to say. If everything was so normal and so regular and this is how it goes, what is the point of creating this huge speech to then come out and let us know that you've been working hard to be diverse? What's the point? There's no point. There's no point to it. And even though Conan O'Brien was rude as shit, I'm thinking he was high or drunk on something, I was like, okay, well, that's cool. Be rude as shit, because what is the point to this speech? There's no point. There's no point to this speech because there were no winners of color except for 2 throughout the whole night. And The Crown and Ted Lasso won everything. That's crazy to me. Anyways, leave your comments below. Did you watch the Emmys? Do you think the Emmys were so white? And why did you watch the Emmys if you watched the Emmys? Love y'all. Deuces. I know. Y'all not about to think about not subscribing to aconnectiontv.com. Copyrighted.